What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be taking the 636 for another spin, and we're going to be talking about how the phrase "dress for the slide and not the ride" is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard, and why. Let's go. Alright, so before we get into today's video, if you're new around here and you like this kind of content, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, the share, do the things that help me out as I'm building the channel. And if you are here from one of my other social media platforms, thank you, and I appreciate you coming back, and or welcome to YouTube, whichever applies in this situation. And now, today's video. Now, obviously, the title is pedantic. Motorcycle gear is very important. It's very useful. You should wear it all the time. And you should wear the exact amount of pieces that you need to be comfortable and protected on the bike, right? So, again, don't come at me with the immediate, "What do you mean motorcycle gear is not important?" Of course it is. It's a way to get the conversation started and for you to click on the video and find out just exactly what I'm talking about. And as I mentioned in the intro, we're talking about the phrase "dress for the slide and not the ride." And again, how negative, how unfortunate is the mindset that the passion for the sport and the hobby that we all have is overshadowed and brought down by the fact that we have to think about worst case scenario at all times. Should you be prepared for things? Of course, right? Of course you should. Again, you should wear gear. Wear gear. And before anybody comes for me, this is NBT's new stuff. I'm wearing their new like joggers and crew neck. This is AA rated casual motorcycle gear lined with Aramid. It's got C rated inserts in the hips and the knees, and yes, I am sponsored by NBT, but all of this is all highly rated, AA rated, CE certified gear, and very comfortable at the same time. So don't come for me there either, because I am wearing all the gear. However, when I ride my motorcycle, any of them, bunch of different ones, bunch of different kinds, every single time the last thing I'm thinking about is, what if I crash today? What if today is my last ride? And I think that that is a terrible, unfortunate reality that a lot of people on motorcycles live with, because it is a reality for a lot of motorcyclists, right? It is a very real part of riding on two wheels, and that's why that phrase comes up, dress for the slide, because it's not if, it's when. Phrases like that, however, are so negative and I think almost dangerous. You're going out expecting to crash, right? We're going out with the expectation that, yep, I'm gonna go down, and that's gonna be that. I'm gonna get road rash, and I better wear a full-on coat and basically live in a bubble. But we don't live in a bubble. No other passion or hobby or things that we do that we go into with the mindset that I have to make sure that if today's the day, I'm going to be as ready as possible. And I understand that it is a fine line to toe between the, I am recommending that you wear as much gear as you possibly can, but it's also the freedom of being on two wheels. We say ride your own ride. Do the thing that makes you feel alive and free and all of these things, but at the same time, the amount of comments that I get when I'm only wearing a chest protector, right, and I don't have anything covered my arms, oh man, you would think that I'm just committing a mortal sin, as if I'm not aware of what would happen if I did crash, right? But in Florida, it's 115 degrees, it's hot, I want to feel the wind, I want to feel it on my skin. There's people that ride without helmets. I would never do that, but like, that's their choice. It's what they want to do, and they're riding their own ride. So who am I to decide or think about them needing to prepare for the worst case scenario? And they should, and they're terrible if they don't, and it's all gear all the time. My biggest thing and my hope for everyone is that you don't look at motorcycling so negatively that it's an inevitability when you crash, right? I know people that have ridden their whole lives that have never been down, and it should be focus on practice. Spend that 10 minutes every day to practice your slow speed maneuvers, practice your motorcycling, get better, so that whenever an accident does pop up and you have the opportunity to perform an evasive emergency maneuver, you can, right? So I don't think that at the core, dressing for the slide and not the ride is a bad thing. But man, it has turned into just being a tool for people to have a ha 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 gotcha, taking away the very thing that makes motorcycling so attractive to so many people. We don't need to live in this world of negativity where crashing is an eventuality. I don't expect to crash. I don't. Will I? Could I? Absolutely. Anytime. The car right next to me right now could just decide, hey, I'm not paying attention, and just poof, send me into the grass, right? But I'm not living my life that way. I'm not expecting that to happen in the way that, like, I think that eventually I'm just not going to be able to avoid it, right? I don't want to live in that negative mindset. And I don't think that you should have to either. But that's all I wanted to say in this little tangent rant. I don't think we should be so caught up in the eventuality, right? I think that we should focus more on the positives, the enjoyment, the freedom, and the reasons why we ride a motorcycle in the first place, and not about all the reasons and rules and things that you want to implement and police everyone else. But that's just that. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and of course, until next time, be safe.